It's regarded as a highly specialized but well-respected monograph in its niche, with fairly strong recognition for such a focused topic and relatively few consumer-style reviews. Below, I'll break down what we can actually see from public information. 1. Positioning of the book. Type of book. It's a research monograph on PCA-based and tensor decomposition-based unsupervised feature extraction for large P small n problems in bioinformatics, not a general bioinformatics textbook. Springaring, second edition. The 2024 second edition from Springer is substantially expanded, about 533 pages, 200 pages more than the first edition, and is part of the unsupervised and semi-supervised learning series. Springaring. So, when people talk about it, they treat it as the reference for PCA TD-based unsupervised feature extraction in omics, rather than a broad introductory book. 2. Academic research reception. Citations and use in later papers. Springer's page for the second edition shows around 20 citations and detached 1,800 plus accesses. Downloads, views, as of now, with a non-trivial altmetric score of 7. Springaring. The book is explicitly cited as a core reference in later methodological papers. For example, a 2022 Scientific Reports paper on adapted tensor decomposition and PCA-based unsupervised feature extraction cites the book as the main reference for these methods and argues they select more biologically reasonable differentially expressed genes than conventional approaches. Nature. A 2023 Frontiers in Artificial Intelligence application note on TD-based unsupervised feature extraction tools, TD-based UFE, TD-based UFE-ADV, also cites the book as the standard methodological background. Frontiers. The pattern is, whenever people use PCA-based unsupervised feature extraction or TD-based unsupervised feature extraction in bioinformatics, they cite this book. That's exactly what you'd expect from a successful monograph in a narrow area. External editorial coverage. The method and book were featured in Research Outreach, which presents the monograph very positively. It emphasizes that the book enables the reader to analyze datasets with small samples and many features. It provides a fast linear algebra-based algorithm whose output is easy to interpret. The structure, math preparation, feature extraction, biological applications, is designed so students, researchers, and practitioners can grasp his concepts with ease, with worked exercises in early chapters. ResearchGate. So in the international research community, the reception is serious, specialized, technically valuable reference for large P small n omics analysis, especially around tensor decomposition. 3 rankings and formal recognition. There's quite a bit of measurable recognition, even though the topic is niche. Book authority rankings. Chuo University reports that unsupervised feature extraction applied to bioinformatics was ranked number 1 in the 2019 feature extraction category on Book Authority, Best Feature Extraction Books of 2019. Ranked number 16 all-time in the same feature extraction category as of November 2019. chuou.ac.jp. In the author's Cheetah self-introduction, it's also noted that Book Authority listed the book in several rankings, e.g., 9 best new feature extraction books to read in 2020, top. 44 best feature extraction books of all time, 5th, and similar lists for supervised learning. Cheetah Amazon product pages also mention that Book Authority named it one of the best new feature extraction books, echoing the same rankings. Amazon Book Authority itself is a recommendation site, featured by CNN, etc. So these rankings are more like curated list recognition than a formal academic prize. But they do show the book pops up whenever people look for feature extraction references. Society, Community Exposure, Japan. The Japanese Society for Bioinformatics, JSBI, has a dedicated Tosho page for the second edition, SEPT 2024. They highlight that 200 pages were added, bringing the total to 500 plus pages. Emphasize advances like multi-omics algorithms and improved variance estimation for the null Gaussian distribution used in gene selection. Explicitly express a desire that many people will try the methods enabled by this book. 日本 Bioinformatik Sokoi. Having a J book introduction page is effectively a soft endorsement recommendation for the Japanese bioinformatics audience. Overall, in terms of formal visibility, the book does quite well for something this specialized. Number 4. Reader level, student level reputation. Here the data are sparse, but we can say a few concrete things. Public ratings. Goodreads lists the book with a rating of 4.0/5, based on one rating, no review text. That's too small a sample to interpret statistically, but at least it's not negative. Goodreads. Comments on readability and level. Research Outreach stresses that the book is structured to bring readers from basic linear algebra through PCA and tensor decomposition to bioinformatics applications, with exercises and worked solutions in early chapters. ResearchGate. In the Cheetah Advent Calendar self-introduction, the author explains, Part 1 covers basic algebra, matrix factorization, tensor decomposition because without that, the book wouldn't sell, i.e., it intentionally includes foundational material. The later chapters focus on how to use PCA-TD for variable selection in synthetic and real data and are described as the essence of the book. The price is high enough that individual purchase is difficult, so the author recommends libraries or using research funds. Cheetah. So the implicit consensus is technically oriented readers, especially those already comfortable with linear algebra and bioinformatics, find the structure appropriate and valuable. It's not aimed at beginners who just want a broad taste of bioinformatics. The focus is deep and narrow. Cost is a real barrier to casual adoption, which naturally limits the number of ordinary student reviews. NARC 5. Strengths and limitations as they appear from the record. Strengths, supported by the sources. 1. Unique and comprehensive in its niche. It's essentially the only monograph that systematically develops PCA and TD-based unsupervised feature extraction for bioinformatics, including theory and many applications. Spittingguiding 2. Well embedded in the scientific literature, cited by later methodological and applied papers as the standard reference for these methods, especially in multi-omics and large p-n settings. Nature 3. Recognized by rankings and societies. Book Authority top rankings in feature extraction. JSBI's 2024 book introduction and explanation of the improvements in the second edition. Outreach/promo coverage in research outreach. chuou.ac.jp. 4. Substantial updated content. Second edition adds multi-omics analysis algorithms and improved statistical treatment for gene selection, plus 200 pages of new material. Ribam bioinformatique Sakwe. Limitations, caveats. 2. Very specialized and mathematically heavy. The table of contents shows long chapters on matrix factorization, tensor decomposition, PCA, and theoretical aspects. This is great for specialists, but more than many average bioinformatics students want or need. Spittingguiding 2. High price and limited general textbook appeal. Cheetah explicitly calls the price too high for personal ownership and recommends library or research fund purchase. Cheetah. Because it is neither cheap nor a broad Bioinformatics 101 text, it's unlikely to become a standard first-year textbook, which naturally limits casual usage and online ratings. 3. Few public narrative reviews. Beyond the rankings, institutional news, and one Goodreads rating, there isn't a large corpus of Amazon Goodreads reviews to analyze. So we don't have a lot of direct qualitative comments from random readers. Most of the available text is institutional or author-written. Number 6. Bottom line. Putting it all together. In the global bioinformatics community, unsupervised feature extraction applied to bioinformatics is regarded as the canonical monograph on PCA-TD-based unsupervised feature extraction for omics, and it's cited accordingly in later methodological and application papers. It has visible external recognition, book authority rankings, JSBI introduction, coverage in research outreach, which is quite good for such a narrow topic. Among general students, practitioners, it's seen as useful but demanding and expensive, something you ask the library or your PI to buy and then use as a deep reference rather than a light introductory text. If you'd like, I can also compare its role to other bioinformatics books, more general textbooks versus specialized method monographs, so you can see where it sits in the ecosystem of references.